everyone, it's Louise with louisemckayart, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you're here, and as always, I'm thankful that you're here when you could be doing any number of a billion different things today. So hopefully what I show you today will be worth your while spending the time watching. So what I've got here is another paint skin I'm going to be doing for another charcuterie board. Now, I probably have already showed the first one that I did, but this is the raw chunk of wood, and actually this piece of wood was 5 times the length of this. It's a milled piece of wood. Oh, I got a spider on there. So what I'm going to do is sand this down, and I'm probably going to be investing in a belt sander to make my life a lot easier, since I can't find my Big Lots charcuterie boards to create on. I'm going to have to make my own. And this is from a local mill guy, just somebody I found, and yeah, I'm just going to start creating from scratch. And so without any further ado, let's get going here. So I'm planning on making something about 8 inches or 9 inches across by maybe 9 by 7, because I want it, when I have it on the wood, I want to have it drape over the edge on all sides and make it look like it's just integral to the wood itself. So I'm getting near the end of my Glidden here. Oops, I don't want to go there. I'm making a bloom. Yes, I'm making a bloom. Boy, I just got done making a paint skin that is a swipe. So my brain is still on swipe. It came out so cute. I was very happy with that paint skin. Now I don't lay down all the pillow to start with. I don't know why I always go off center, because I rely on this process to stretch it out where I want it to go. All right, my paints. This is Deco Art Aloe. Now you've seen me use this before. This is probably a boring old palette, but I've got the paints to use up, and I'm going to use it up because I don't want to waste the paint. I'm going to be going on vacation to see our grandbaby tomorrow, and I'm just trying to get through some of this paint. So that's the Aloe. This is Amsterdam's Titanium Buff Dark Deep. So I'm laying everything on the pillow, which is the thickest of all the components. This paint is mixed with my pouring medium, which is a combination of Valspar 833124 and MinWax at a rate of about 3:1. That's my pouring medium. I mix with my colors, and then I mix about 1 part paint to about 2-3 parts of the pouring medium. This is Carbon Black by Glidden. This is 24 karat gold. Oops, I got some other mixture of color in there. It's 24 karat gold by Deco Art Extreme Sheen and Golden's Iridescent Gold Fine. And when I make these boards, I try to be mindful of people's kitchens. How many people have a purple kitchen? Not many. This is Amsterdam's, what is it? Amsterdam's Olive Green Deep. A little more right on the middle. All right, cell activator. My white and black, and before that, I know I've showed you this before. I try to think to put on some chapstick before I blow. It makes my lips a little more supple. That's the white, titanium white. This is oxide black. Here we go. Oops, black. So real quick, I'm blowing straight down into the cell activator to get it to open up, and then I'm going to aim my blow at each of the little ridges to blow it out in all directions. If you're having trouble with your blowout, look at my video 419. I'm linking it above. It's called The Art of the Blow. I talk about how to find your blow, how to find the best angle and the speed for your blow to get the best composition for yourself. That was a really nice blow. Sometimes you have it and sometimes you don't. Next step, making sure I've got enough coverage around the circle. I'm going to break up the surface tension here before I get ready to spin it out. And I do this just so that there's no inertia to get started in the spin. So there's no hesitation when I get spinning. There's no hesitation in the edge as I get ready to spin it out. I don't know if it makes a difference. In my brain it does. In practicality, I don't know. So as we go through the video, I will cut out where I can and speed up where I can to make this a more succinct video for you guys. And I got a couple white spots, so let me tend to them before I get going too far. So if you're new here, the white spots are caused by the pillow paint basically burping through the colored paints and showing a white spot on the surface. So you just dip them out with a toothpick, like I'm showing you here. Okay, let's give this a whirl. One more. Make sure I'm center. That actually looks pretty good. Got a big green blob there too, big green chunk. Wonder if I can do anything with that before I go too far. Okay, let's just stretch it out. Hope the stretching helps. Keeping aware of how far I am to the edge. So I do not want it to roll over itself. Even though I'm going to be cutting it down to size, you do not want to roll over your edge, because what will happen is as the bloom gets to the edge, it'll start to roll under and you'll lose your composition. You won't have the pretty edge, the nice rounded edge. And seeing how I don't know how far I'm gonna go, I may save the edge when I get ready to cut it down. I may not. I don't know yet, so I want to preserve it. I want to protect it. Now, when you're painting on a canvas, you're probably going to blow it right over the side. No big deal. But here, it's not going off the edge. I'm going to preserve it all. I want it actually to stay in the confines of this silicone mat. By the way, the silicone mats, you can find them on Amazon or Walmart, Target, any place where there's a kitchen section. Kitchen section, because that's where baking supplies are, and it's essentially a baking supply. Or it could be an arts and crafts section as an art supply. It's a non-stick surface. So I'm not 100% thrilled with this here. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what to think. What do you guys think? This little swirl of green. Oftentimes I do wish I could get your opinions as we go, but if you can, leave a comment. I'd appreciate that. And a thumbs up, if you think about it, I'd appreciate that as well. I was trying to squish it down. And every time you blow, if you've just stirred your paint, you're going to get your air bubbles popping up, which is what I got happening here. I'll skip ahead past this. take a size check. Make sure I'm still looking good for size. I don't like the fact that I'm going off the edge there. I need to pull it back. Okay, I need to go bigger for sure. So as I stretch out the pillow here, I'm on fast forward to show you what I'm doing. Just want to remind you to check my description for links to different videos that are helpful to you, and also some links to some of the products I use. And now back for the spin. Needed to get to about 8 inches or more. Let's keep it going. Good Lord, this is, you know, I don't even want to stir my paint anymore. I was given advice to stir your pillow. No, don't want to stir it. This lacing and this whole blending of colors in here is just gorgeous. Okay. I'm going to cut out some of the spinning here. Probably getting to size. So I'm at 8 and 8. I need to be bigger than that. So let's just keep going. Good Lord, I want to... I think this is nearing the end, because I'm going to go right over the edge pretty quick. And I'm going to go over myself. I'm going to roll over. And I really especially love these because I know I'm creating something that's going to not only be in somebody's home, but it's going to be something that they can use and put out on display when their friends come over. And they can feel really, you know, proud of what they've got. And the funny thing is, I don't have any of these out in my own display. I don't have a one. Not a one. Not even a jar. No jars. No trays. I think we're near the end of the road here. That'll work. It's just gorgeous. Look at this. Oh, so pretty. And the thing is with me, I have to love everything I make. I really do. I need to love it. I'm not going to put it out there if I don't love it. Look at the lacing that's in there. It is something else. All right, off to bed we go. So here are the wet results of both ends of what will be the charcuterie board. And then I'm going to come back to apply the paint skin to the wood piece itself. Hi everyone, so I'm back. And I'm going to show you a couple things. What I did, first of all, is I touched up the edges of these with this green sketch marker, so that as this lays down, there won't be a stark white space between the board and the resin and the creation. And also what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you my technique. I have my polyacrylic I'm going to use as my glue. I'm going to add some to the back of the skin, add some to the board, and I'm going to adhere the board on. I think that's as much as I'm going to share with you, because if you want to see how I do this, I've done it in every other video. I'll put a link up here to any one of the other videos So you can see exactly what I do here, but for the purposes of saving some time here, I'm just going to go to the next part, which will be the final create. So before I get to the final end here, I just want to cover that I did stain the board with this dark walnut, a couple coats, top and back, sides. On the back and sides, put on this clear satin for that nice finish. I'll show you that in a second. And then on the top of the board, I put on this wood butter, which is 100% food safe. So that's why I put it on the top, because that's where anybody's food might go. So everyone, that's a wrap, and here are the final resin results. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing and join my channel. So I just want to shamelessly plug the really smooth edge I have on my charcuterie boards now. Through trial and error, I learned a lot and the best way to get this kind of edge. And it's with no gimmicks, no gadgets. It's all about the process and my learnings. And I do have a video available at a charge. And if you're interested in seeing the secrets that I have on how I get that smooth edge, my email is in the description. Contact me through email and we'll get you connected to that video today. I go over a lot in that video, the preparation of the paint skin, all the details about laying down the paint skin with even some more tricks, my little secret of what I do before I even get to resin, the actual resin preparation, resining, and then the finishing with all the details of how I finish off these boards. It's taken me over a year to get here, and if you are interested, you can see what I do firsthand. At the end of this video, I'm going to have a link to my playlist for other wood and charcuterie boards with other color combinations and other styles. And here I'm going to show you the back side of this board that I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of the little foot pads I put down and just quickly how I finish these off. So with that, everybody, I think that's all I have for now. Take care. Till next time.